Hello, welcome back to this pamphlet written by this person here, 100-Year History of Cixi Village from 1880 to 1980. Let's go on to page 2. Before we go on page 2, let's focus on the last sentence of the last paragraph we talked about earlier. Later on, some villagers went to places like Red Hare, Big Luzon, and the New Golden Mountain, i.e. Australia, Canada, Mexico, and Australia. Let's talk about the names Red Hare and New Golden Mountain first. So I asked ChatGPT, why was Canada called Red Hare before? Why was Australia called New Golden Mountain before? Both these older names come from Chinese historical names of foreign lands, and they each have their own backstory tied to migration and gold rush history. Canada was called Red Hare before, Hong Mao in Mandarin. Chinese historically used for certain Westerners, such as the Dutch. Cantonese people, and especially Hokkien, used to call someone Red Hare, meaning Westerners. So Canada got the name called Red Hare because people from Canton province went to the overseas for railroad work or gold mining. Canada was under strong British influence, and many British people had reddish or light hair compared to Chinese, so Canadians were called Red Hare, or Canada was called Red Hare Country. It's pretty interesting to know. Not too many people know these facts now. Australia was called New Golden Mountain, or say it as New Golden Mountain here. New Golden Mountain was called Old Golden Mountain was called San Francisco by Chinese immigrants during the California Gold Rush. But gold was discovered in Australia a little bit later than San Francisco here. So many Chinese people headed there from China. And because San Francisco was called Old Golden Mountain, and gold is found in Australia after San Francisco, it's called New Golden Mountain here. That's pretty interesting. Let's ask ChatGPT about Mexico here. Why was Mexico called New Luzon before? What does ChatGPT say? It's also called New Luzon in some old Chinese sources. Why? Because Luzon was known as the Philippines before. And then from the Philippines, Spanish ships carried those goods across the Pacific to Mexico. Many Chinese people and Filipinos actually went to Mexico. So New Luzon is actually Mexico, and Old Luzon, or just Luzon, was the Philippines. Okay, pretty interesting to know. So let's begin. Starting from the year 1880, more and more villagers from the village, Soo Kai, went to find a job overseas. There were about 400 villagers. When they saved up some capital money, most of them changed their line of work to become small traders of fish, vegetables, and fruit, using large baskets to help transport and display their goods. They were called Cixi. In 1906, they began using horse-drawn carts in the village. By the year 1916, they began using motorized vehicles. Before 1906, most of the fellow villagers went to the big city, San Francisco. We just talked about the name San Francisco, big city. Big Luzon, New Golden Mountain, and so on like that. Ever since the earthquake in San Francisco, remember San Francisco suffered a catastrophic earthquake in 1906. Most of them went across the bay to live in Oakland. A few of them went to Jogar, i.e. New York City. And they did laundry type businesses. So many Soo Kai villagers went to New York to start the laundry, but in San Francisco they probably did some vegetable, fish, and fruits. Those who lived in Oakland and San Francisco were engaged in selling fruits and vegetables. Oh, right here. So very different from the people who went to New York City. That's why today, even still today, you can find many Chinese people owning laundry shops because of what happened in 1906 in San Francisco. It's quite interesting to know. Okay, go on to page 3 now, right? Page 3. From 1914 to 1922, it was a prosperous period for our villagers of Soo Kai. there were over 100 vending trucks in Oakland. Even in San Francisco, there were more than 10 vending trucks. In San Francisco, there was a fruit and vegetable stand called Dangsing. In Oakland, there was a fruit and vegetable stand called Xing War Ying, Mei War Ying, Deng Song Ying, Gong War Ying, Sung Mei Ying, Hop War Sing, and Joy War Sing. So maybe some people who watch my videos can actually get some more information about these, because I do have the English and the Chinese characters for these fruit and vegetable stands. Maybe some of my ancestors, some villagers, current descendants, know some more information about these vegetable stands. In Berkeley, there was a fruit and vegetable stand called Full War. Most of the vegetable stands employed about 8 to 10 workers. Mei War Ying was the largest capital stand, employed as many as 18 workers. That's a lot of people, especially back in 1906 or so. At that period of time, there were more than 300 Soo Kai villagers living in Oakland and San Francisco. Over 30 villagers lived in New York City doing laundry work, and about 10 or so lived in Chicago, engaging in the restaurant business. Wow, pretty interesting. So San Francisco has vegetables and fish workers. New York City has laundry people, and Chicago has restaurant business people. Okay, so that's all we'll talk about it for today. We'll do the rest of it later on. Thank you. Bye.